had a long day, but it seemed like you were about to head off to talk to the witch. It's still fairly early in the afternoon, so there's definitely time to go do that, if you also choose to before resting.
I'm quite tired myself. I have 1 spell slot left and 9 hit points.
So are we just going to hang out with the drunk fawn before or until we're just like, okay, I feel better?
No, I mean, we can take a short rest or something, but...
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, hang out with him for like 15, 20 minutes.
Short rest is an hour.
Rest is. What?
That's the rules. Long rest is 8 hours, short rest is 1 hour.
These rules, man. I'm so over them.
It's probably about 2 in the afternoon at this point.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. I just don't want to go see a witch at night, you know? There's all that spooky stuff going on. That spooky vibe.
3 spooky, 5 me.
So, yeah, let's just hang out here. I guess we can form it in the way of, like, we check to make sure that Aglaya is okay and tried to get more information out of her. Unless she just, like, fell asleep or something.
Well, and or they're off, like, boning now.
How rude.
Alatus is certainly trying.
What? He's plastered. He definitely has whiskey dick. Like 100,000%.
Yeah, satyrs are immune.
Oh, okay. Man, I need to meet a satyr.
As you sit down to rest, you kind of like a Scooby-Doo episode. Every once in a while you'll see Aglaya run giggling between 2 trees, and then Alatus is chasing after her, but then they like disappear behind one tree, and then they'll reappear on the other side of you somehow, doing the same thing.
I'm so very glad that we decided to take a short rest.
Do any of you do anything particular on the short rest?
I'd take some hit die.
I think I'll spend a hit die as well. Nice. I'm topped back off.
Okay, so I rolled a 3, so it's 3 plus my constitution.
Yep.
So you've healed up. You're just kind of lazing around for an hour or so, catching your breath. We'll say that the short rest has ended. Do you travel on?
So we're about 3 p.m., 4 p.m.?
Yeah, it's about 3. Yeah, about 3.
Oof. All right.
Did she tell us what the witch's name was?
Nope.
Okay.
She said, the witch who doesn't live far from here, and she kind of pointed you in the direction of her hut.
Plague Witch.
Was it the witch of the east or of the west? Because that's very important in some worlds.
Cardinal sense.
Not this one.
Dang.
She's the witch of the swamp, wherever that may be.
That's not a good name for someone who's very helpful and giving and kindly.
What makes you think a person who lives in a swamp is kindly?
Exactly. That's my point.
It's kind of like an Oscar the Grouch situation. He's probably only that mean because he lives in a trash can.
You leave Aglaya and Alatus behind and start heading in the direction indicated. And fairly uneventful trek through the swamp. More mud, more vines. Takes you probably another hour and a half to 2 hours before you come into a sort of village area. And the residents of this village kind of look at you inquisitively, but don't pay you too much mind.
What do they look like?
You find it fairly interesting what they look like, because they are frog people.
Oh!
About medium size, shorter than, an average human, but pretty wide. And a few of them kind of look up at you and go back to doing what they were doing. For some reason, they don't seem to mind that much that you're just kind of wandering into their village. Most of the buildings that you see in this village are very, very crude, kind of wattle and daub construction. Some of them, that's even a generous description. But there is, towards the kind of edge of the village, there is a larger, more significant structure that one may call a hut.
Can I go up to one of them and ask them... Ooh, guys, I have a character voice. Wait.
Oh!
Where is it?
Is it coming?
Hang on, I got nervous, so I had to mute my mic. Okay, I ask, is there a witch that lives here?
What language are you asking this in?
Common.
The frog creature looks up at you with some big, round, wet eyes and goes, "Bah."
Okay.
Here, let me try. And I pull out a piece of candy and like I brandish it in front of everyone and try to get like everyone's attention as this is like the most important thing you've ever seen in your life.
What kind of candy is it?
I imagine it's some sort of like butterscotch thing, like a third tier candy.
There's a candy tier. Do I need to
Absolutely.
make a table?
Yes.
He's not just tossing candy corn at them. He's at least giving them butterscotch.
Let me flip to the candy tier table in the DMG real quick.
Trick or treat, roll for candy tier.
Ooh, they got the big full size bars.
It takes a minute, but a couple of the frog people do look up and see this thing that you're holding out in a seemingly offering gesture and walk/hop over to you with arms outstretched.
Take us to your witch.
Brah.
I'm pretty sure that means come this way, but I'm not positive.
A very small child frog person comes up to you with big old froggy puppy dog eyes and just holds out his hands.
I don't think you can mix frog eyes and puppy dog eyes. Just saying.
Floppy dog eyes. Tadpole eyes.
Well, you've never seen a frog beg for candy, so...
That's fair.
Hey, true. All right. Hey, little fella. I'll give you this if you take us to the witch. And I'd like take it and I chunk it down his mouth, unwrapped.
He hops away.
That's right. All right, follow him, guys.
He turns around and sees you following and kind of starts hopping away faster. He hops behind the legs of a larger adult frog creature. And
Are you the
adult
witch?
kind of looks at you what's the word? Inquisitively? Quizzingly?
Yeah, quizzically.
One of those words.
Can I do a roll instead of all this character or whatever?
What would you like to
interaction
roll?
with people that we can't communicate with? Can I roll investigation on if this is even the right spot? I don't know if she was like, it's 4 clicks to the east, or if she was just like, it's that away. So...
Roll an insight? Or I guess you could
sound
do an
so
investigation.
confident. Okay. That's a 21.
She pointed in this direction and said, there's a hut, and over here at the edge of this village there is a hut.
Okay, but we have seen the more well-made hut.
Yes.
Okay.
It was not difficult. You did not need to perception roll that.
Oh, okay. Then I grab Hecky by the shirt collar before he gets himself in trouble and bring him towards the hut that looks more well-made.
Okay. Chrome coming along.
Yes. Currently just mad dogging every frog.
Do you not like frogs?
They're weird. And they taste bad.
Why have you eaten a frog?
It was a long winter.
Frogs don't come out in the cold.
That's why you have to dig for them.
Ew, gross.
Yes, very gross.
You get up to the hut. What are you doing?
Yeah, I want to see if there's anything magical around here since she seems to be a magic person. Any like warding glyphs or looking in through windows to see frog legs and puppy dog tails, anything like that.
The windows are shuttered right now, but there are some various doodads hanging around the porch area. Kind of look like really shitty dream catchers and stuff. Sort of some swamp things thrown together. It's not any type of warding magic that you've ever seen, and you don't get a real strong magic ping to it as you look at it.
I'd like to use my divine sense. Can briefly detect celestials, fiends, undead, or consecrated or desecrated places and objects not behind total cover.
You don't get anything.
Why are we here again? I thought that we just needed to help the guy to get his girlfriend.
Because she's got a
Plague
coin.
Mage has the medallions.
Oh, yes. That happened like 14 weeks ago. I forgot. Okay, I go up and knock on the door.
You hear some shuffling from behind the door. A minute goes by, and then the door swings open, and there is a little old lady. Hello?
Hello.
My, what brings you all the way out here?
Medallions.
We were told that you have been around while the competition was going on, and that you might have extra. What are they called? Medallions, or are they called something else?
Tokens, but...
Okay, we'll say game tokens lying around that you might give to 3 weary travelers.
Oh, the tournament. Yeah, the tournament is nasty business. I'm not much of one for all that violence.
Why do you think it is violent?
I mean, that's kind of the nature of the tournament, is to take the tokens from each other in a violent way, usually.
But we are here now, not using violence to get a token.
We've only come around and helped people.
Well, that's all fine and good, but I don't have a token for you. I don't poke my nose in that business.
Insight
Insight on what?
on if she has any tokens.
Okay.
16.
16. You don't catch any whiff of deception.
You've been here a long time. You haven't collected anything from any of the competitors?
I generally stay away from the competitors. They occasionally come up and rough up my poor bullywugs here, but other than that, no, I don't really mess with them much. I'll tell you, though, that if you seem like nice enough folk, perhaps we could come to some sort of an arrangement.
Like you give us a medallion and we leave you alone?
I already said I don't have any of the tournament tokens, but I do have some items that may help you in your quest.
Quick question first. Are you the magic user that drained a dryad tree not too far from here?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Insight! Damn it! 10.
Seems to be telling the truth. It's a little old lady. Doesn't seem very threatening.
Is there anyone who lives here with you?
Oh, no, it's just me. I don't know why, but I really like the bullywugs, and they seem to like having me around.
So you can speak to these things?
Somewhat.
Do you know if they have tokens?
I haven't noticed. I don't honestly know what they look like.
I show her what it looks like.
Okay, she is going to try to snatch it out of your hand to get a better look. Are you
Yeah.
going to try to resist that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 5.
That's a 15. 8. You look with your eyes, not your hands.
My eyes are not that good anymore, but I don't think I recognize that. I suppose you could look around, but the bullywugs, they really like their trinkets. They don't
I
have...
start looking around at the room immediately.
Are you trying to push past her into the hut?
Yeah, she said you can have a look around, so I'm like walking straight through her legs.
Oh.
I think she meant of the village.
Okay, we'll just say you managed to get to, since you're a gnome, you managed to just walk right between her legs into her hut. It does not smell good, and it's not well kept, and it's pretty horrid in general. You don't see, like, blood and gore around or anything, but it's like everything is very questionable. The bed looks almost like a rat's nest. There's a table with some disgusting looking stuff on it, on plates and bowls and glasses, some jars of weird things hanging around. It's not a pleasant place.
Yeah, I probably start gagging, and after a few moments, are things covered in like feces too?
Not so much feces, but there is some weird slime on some things.
All right, I like burst back out of the door, like I'm taking my first breath after holding it for a minute and a half.
What was the mission that you wanted us to go on?
Well, as I understand it, the tournament is run by the Observant Order, no?
Yes.
Well, I'm a very curious woman by nature. I would love to know more about the Order, but they don't exactly hand out pamphlets, you know? So, my offer to you is I will provide you with some helpful items if, upon winning the tournament and joining the Order, you just simply have to relay some information back to me.
Like what kind of information?
All kinds. I don't know what there is to know yet.
So you would like us to spy on our new employers for your curiosity's sake?
More or less, if you want to use such terms.
Do we get the items now or after we win?
She shuffles back into the room for a second and closes the door behind her and kind of ruffles around in some stuff.
What do you think about this?
Whatever you get from here, wash it first.
One cannot spy against their rightful lord.
I don't know. I'm not sure what that means in this context.
The door opens again, and she comes back out, and she's holding 3 objects. One is a necklace. There's a small pouch, and there is a longsword in a hilt. Not hilt, sorry, scabbard.
And you would give us these to us just for us saying we'll do this?
I mean, I would hope that you would follow through with your word. That's kind of a big deal to me.
I understand. I and my giant buddy here are very good on honor.
You didn't mention the small one.
I leave things up to luck.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a wild card.
I kind of guessed as much. Although that could come in handy as long as, you follow through with my request. To give you a sample of what these items are, this necklace should help you, miss. And this bag has something that I think that the small one will find very useful.
I jump on it. Is it candy?
Are you trying to, take it from her?
Yes.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand.
Crit fail.
Okay.
Perfect.
She just lifts it up out of your reach. Not so fast. And then, of course, the sword is for you, big fella.
Are these items enchanted?
They are, to some extent.
And you are not a magic user.
Who said anything about magic users?
I did earlier. I asked you if you were a magic user.
Did you actually say that?
Yeah, I asked her. I said something like, are you the magic user who did something with the dryad?
Yes, you asked her if she did something with the dryad. You did not just ask her if she's a magic user.
Well, it was implied.
No.
If somebody asked, hey, are you the magic user that did that thing down the street? You'd be like, no, but I do magic.
Well, if you want to divulge that information, sure.
I've asked the question.
Your question was, are you sure you're not a magic user? What was your question?
Yeah.
I dabble in some, country remedies.
How is it that a non-magic user who despises the violence of this competition has come into ownership of a sword?
Ooh, good question, Chrome.
Oh, well, this was my late husband's sword. There's, home defense and whatnot.
And you would bargain away such an artifact?
Well, consider it more of a loaner. As long as you keep relaying information to me, you may keep using it.
I cannot be beholden to 2 different lords.
We're not sure what that means.
Well, I only really need one of you to bring the information back, so she puts the sword kind of back behind her into the hut. How about the other 2?
Let me see this pouch.
Is the reason that you're so curious about the order because you want to overthrow them? Or because you are just wondering what they do and why they do it?
I've been in this swamp for a long time. I am curious about those who have business in my home. I don't have any plans to overthrow them. I just want to make sure they're not up to no good in my backyard, you know? Hecky, she holds out the pouch and dumps into your hand. Here we go. She dumps into your hand a 6-sided dice.
Ooh.
A regular dice.
Once you've become accustomed to this, you can decide what number it rolls.
Well, I have something for you. And I take out 2 pieces of candy.
What tier candy?
This is tier 1 candy.
Ooh, shit!
Oh, you're breaking out the Ferrero Rocher on Swamp Witch?
Exactly. The stuff you don't get for Halloween.
Are you handing it out to her?
Yeah, I give it to her.
She takes it, kind of amused. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then under my breath I say, and now we're even.
Make a stealth check.
That is a 3 plus 3.
Let's see.
You're very stealthy.
She didn't roll great, but she rolled good enough to hear that. She says, not unless you fulfill your end of the bargain.
Hey, lady, moving the goalpost here is not going to work. I'll take that candy back.
She dumps the candy back at your feet.
And I walk away.
Do you still have the dice?
Yes.
Okay. You, dear, this amulet, would you like to know what it does?
Yes?
This amulet, once you get used to it, it will become a spell casting focus, and it will allow you to attempt to cast a simple spell that you don't normally know. In out-of-game terms, you can try to cast a cantrip that you don't know.
Can try?
Yes, it must be on the Warlock spell list, and you must make a DC 10 Arcana check. If the check succeeds, you cast the spell. If the check fails, so does the spell, and the action used to cast the spell is wasted. You can do that once per long rest.
Okay, so I can roll to hit, attempt to use this necklace, and it will still fail?
Well, basically, you'd roll to use the necklace, and then if it works, then you'd roll to hit. Or if it doesn't, then you wasted the time to cast it.
If it's a attack cantrip, it can be any Warlock cantrip. It uses the action to attempt to cast it.
Is it for only cantrips?
Yep.
That is very interesting. I myself am a very curious person. And to be honest, we really don't know much about our current employer. So as long as I feel like things are on the up and up, I have no problem reporting back to you.
Well, that's lovely to hear. She hands you the necklace.
Does it have a super dope name?
The actual item name is Dark Shard Amulet.
Ooh.
Holy shit, that's
dope.
That's metal AF.
And the dice is a charlatan's die.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what, big fellow. I like your companions, and I like the cut of your jib, even if you're not agreeing to my terms. So I'll give you an item on the house. She shuffles back in and brings out a small bottle, like a vial, like a potion. There's some tough cookies on this island, and I think this will help. It's a pretty great item, actually. It's a refilling healing potion.
Interesting. I pick it up, and I take some piece of cloth, and I wrap it in that cloth and stick it in the bag.
Once a day, it will refill itself. Pretty handy. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're supposed to say thank you, Chrome. That's about as good as you're going to get.
I always like the strong silent type.
And I kind of bow up and grunt.
Noisy little fella, even when you don't have something to say, huh?
Thank you for your generosity. But how exactly are we to speak to you after we leave the island?
Well, come visit me, of course. I don't get many visitors.
Of course. How silly of me to think that we could use magic to talk across great swaths of space.
That's not until the next chapter.
Okay, so thank you very much. If we could ask one last thing is, I think we are all turned around. Could you point us in the direction of the temple in the lake?
Oh, of course, dearie. Is there a certain way that you are trying to get there?
I believe we are going to go through the tunnel or the valley.
Up the river.
Oh, nope, just kidding. We're going through the river.
Okay. By the way, my name is Gertrude.
I intuited that much. It's knitted on a pillow behind you.
Make a deception check.
So that's a 23 for deception. I would like to create a minor illusion of what I just said.
Okay. She's like, what's that? And turns around and looks, and for a second she sees it. And, oh, that's a nice trick. Yes. So directions. You'll want to leave the swamp and the jungle, and then go through the grassland, and then you'll see the mountains in the distance, and you'll go to the east end of the mountains, and that's where you'll find the mouth of the river. So, for this first part, you'll just simply want to head north along the river, through the lizard folk territory, towards the grasslands.
Between us, is there a way to get on the good side of the lizard folk? I have heard that they are a bit temperamental.
Oh my, yes, all you have to do is be cooked and eaten by them, or become a lizard folk yourself.
Easy enough. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. And closes the door as she backs back into her hut.
I leave a piece of candy on the doormat and whisper again, "We're even."
Make a stealth check.
18.
Okay.
Nice.
She doesn't seem to have heard that one.
As we're walking back through the Bullywug village, I would like to hold up a coin and the bottle.
A couple of the bullywugs see these items. Is the potion still wrapped up in a cloth?
No, I have unwrapped it.
Okay, so they see a shiny bottle and a shiny coin. A couple of them hop up to you, hands outstretched again.
I pop the stopper on the bottle, and I kind of like proffer. I'm basically trying to tell them that I want them to try to drink the potion, and if they do, I'll give them the coin.
The one who got to you first definitely sees this as a win-win. He gets a drink and a coin. So you roughly convey the idea to him, and he downs the bottle and then has his hand out for the coin.
I put the coin in his hand.
He takes it and hops away, leaving the bottle with you.
Keep an eye on that one. Make sure it doesn't die.
Gotcha.
It is getting fairly late now. Let's see, it was about 3 when you ended the rest, and it was about 5 by the time you got here. I'd say that the talk with Gertrude took roughly an hour. The whole village situation took roughly an hour, so it's starting to creep towards dusk at this point.
The safest place to camp is back with the horny goat man.
Is it further away from the river?
It'd be a little bit of a backtrack. It'd probably take you an hour and a half tonight, and then another hour and a half tomorrow morning to get back to the river where she was telling you to go.
Okay, let's go.
Y'all head back easily enough, get back to the grove without too much trouble. And you see Aladdin slumped by a tree. Somehow he's got another bottle of booze now. You suspect maybe he has a stash around here. You guys are back. Did y'all kill the witch?
I don't pay attention to him and look for the girl.
Okay, she's by her tree again. As Aladdin says that, he slumped by her tree, and as he starts talking to you, her top half just kind of appears sticking out of the tree. It's like, oh, you're back. Did you have any problems with the witch?
So curious thing. She did seem not to know magic or want to kill trees. She seemed very environmentally friendly.
The EPA gave her a good rating.
Aglaya, far more violently than you would have expected, huffs, crosses her arms, and pops back into her tree.
I didn't mean to call you a liar. I just meant, is there anyone else that would have wanted to hurt your tree?
Alatus speaks up and he's like, looks like she tricked another one.
Huh? Come again, Goatman?
You got scammed is what I'm saying.
She seemed perfectly friendly.
Well, she would if she can get something from you. But I'll tell you one thing, you steal a bottle of booze from her and all of a sudden your girlfriend tree is dying.
Did you steal booze from this little old lady who lives in a frog village?
What are you... You're not my mom.
Here, drink this booze. And I hand him the mostly empty bottle of the potion.
He takes it and eyeballs it for a second. Where'd you get this? Smells like that old lady.
You got booze from her too.
He hands it back to you. It's there's just like a couple of drops left in it after the bullywug, but he's not interested. I learned my lesson about drinking stuff from that lady.
What does that mean?
That means I took her booze. A little just friendly, like, hey, how about you share with your neighbor type of thing. And all of a sudden my girlfriend's dying.
This does not seem so cause and effect like you think it is.
Why did you come back here?
Well, we're hoping that we can stay in your grove and your girlfriend will protect us or let us know if someone is coming. It allows all of us to go to sleep and not have to worry about being on watch.
Aglaya pops out of the tree and walks a few steps without looking at you and picks up 3 large rocks and tosses them at y'all. Here, pillows! And then goes back into her tree.
My
arms
goodness.
crossed.
Okay, whatever. This was a bad idea. We came back to tell you that you're wrong and you'll not listen. So I guess
You're
we
wrong.
are moving on.
I mean, you can stay here for the night.
Now, I don't think that the dryad will not try to hurt us.
She won't hurt you. She's just pissy. I'll just cuddle up next to you tonight and it'll be fine.
I think you're wanting to take back that offer.
I don't think so.
I cast Mage Hand and slap him. Nat 20.
I challenge you to a duel!
You almost managed to slap him sober. I was like, what? Was that you? Was there another girl around? What Aglaya, did you just hit me from out of the tree? Is that what?
We'll be
is we're doing
leaving now.
Look at what y'all
Please
did.
do not follow us, you drunken fawn. And I turn to leave.
Fine, quit pissing off my girlfriend. I'm sorry, Aglaya.
I walk up to him, it's like, and you deserved it. And I slap him.
Make an attack roll.
11 plus, what do I add to that?
Strength
Strength?
and proficiency.
So that's a -1 for strength and a +2 for proficiency, so that would be 12.
You miss. He was on guard this time, but he got the message. He
Good.
sticks his tongue out at you.
And I harumph and turn around and walk away.
Okay.
This is why I do not help strangers. It never pays off.
She says, wearing the dark shard amulet.
Anyway, do we know when the general lizard folk area starts and stops?
No. You just know that you'll have to pass through the territory to follow the river out of the swamp and jungle area.
Okay. Since we are not staying with the lovely lovebirds, we will have to be extra careful because of the lizard folk.
That's right. I should probably get some sleep.
I will take first watch, wherever we end up. because we're still walking right now.
So you guys find a spot, seems flat, dry, and safe enough to set up camp, settle down for the night. Any activities, or just head straight to the rest?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
You sleep through the night. Nothing happens. That's, there's some weird noises every once in a while, but nothing braves the campfire light to check you out. Morning comes. You wake up, assuming somebody was taking taking watch, but you each three get a long rest.
All right.
Everything is returned, and you notice that the bottle has refilled.
Do you think that might be plague magic?
Don't start with him. You get him all riled up, and then I have to be the one to come in and tell him it's fine.
Let's see if the bullywug's still alive.
But he's all the way that way. We have to go towards the river.
I'll feed it to something else and see if it dies. Or if you really believe her and you're about to die, you can drink it.
Who's having sirens?
Yeah, those sirens are in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we may just be getting raided right now.
Oh, no big deal. This happens all the time.
Guys, our podcast is finally a success. We're getting swatted.
Yes! The only person who's listened to it is my grandma!
You know, it would be so funny if I sent the police to go kick in the doors of Adam and his friends.
Okay, so morning has come. Are you going back to the Bullywug village or heading straight to the river?
We are not backtracking for Dumb Frog. Let's go forward and move on with our lives and stop being paranoid, or you can capture a squirrel and feed it your juice and see if it dies.
Or can feed it to one of you.
Rude.
You're the ones who trust her. If she really is trustworthy, then you should have no problem drinking it.
I never said she was trustworthy. That's why she and I are square.
I think both of you are just paranoid.
It doesn't take too long to get to the river. 2 hours-ish, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's difficult terrain, so it's hard to find a real clean trail along the way. But once you get to the river, it's fairly easy to follow the shoreline.
As we go through and follow the shoreline, I would like to be on a lookout for lizard folk, since I know that they're in this area and they're not very accommodating.
You're uninterrupted for a long time, and the landscape does start to change from swamp to jungle. It's a pretty, gradual transition, but it's more dry land with thick, lush vegetation rather than, real boggy land with a lot of dead vegetation. And you actually walk most of the day without really encountering anything too noteworthy. But as it starts to get dark, you come up to a fork where you can continue following the river, or there's a very defined trail that is still heading north, but, forking away from the river. And make a perception check.
17.
21.
16.
Okay. I just need to pull out a piece of paper real quick.
For no obvious reasons. Don't worry about it.
I just need to do mysterious DM stuff.
Hold on, I'm tabulating.
Let me grab all of my D6s.
Calculating. Oh, yep, you're all dead.
Okay. It's not hard to see. You notice at the fork, there's a little ball of light flickering dimly, and it'll go out for a second and then reappear. And it's kind of hovering around the area where the trail that leads off the river goes.
Can we tell if it's attached to something or if it's just floating?
With those perception checks, it seems to just be floating. It's almost like a quite large firefly.
I would like to use my divine sense to detect celestials, fiends, undead, or consecrated or desecrated places or objects within 60 feet.
Okay, you get within 60 feet of it. You're getting an undead ping off of it.
Let's take the river,
When you're at sea, you follow the lighthouse. And obviously we have a lighthouse here. I say we follow the light.
It's not a lighthouse.
Yeah, while I do not like that comparison, I am intrigued by the floating light.
You don't want to know what it is? It's trouble.
You think everything is trouble. You think
This
I am
is
trouble.
plague magic. This I am absolutely sure of.
The light goes out.
You scared it away. What if it could help us? Now you will not know.
Plague magic can help no one.
Plague magic has helped you get out of a couple of fights, mister.
Okay, guys, this is obviously not going to go anywhere. I say we leave this up to chance. Heads, we go down this trail. Tails, we do the river. And I flip a coin. And it lands heads.
The coin said heads. We must go. We must follow the coin. It's worked out for us pretty well so far.
Exactly.
Chrome, do you want to make a perception check
Yep.
on the coin toss?
God damn it, that's an 8. Was mostly focused on where the thing disappeared from.
Yeah, you don't see the result.
Trust in the universe, Chrome. It will lead you to places unknown.
Kind of sidling by, I kind of keep my shield in between me and the last point where I saw the thing.
Do not worry. I will protect you.
Yes. And so will Tamora.
Who? Wait, who? Who?
Tamora, god of luck.
Oh, is that your god?
She's not exactly my god, but, we do have a little history.
Cross paths from time to time.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Who is your god? Have you ever told us who your god is, Chrome?
The Great Guardian.
Make a religion check.
Me?
Yeah.
I think I am proficient in religion. I am proficient in religion. That's a 19.
I mean, I do have a face tattoo of his symbol.
Yeah, he has a gauntlet tattooed on his face, and you do know that who is it? Is it Helm?
Helm.
Has a symbol with a gauntlet with, I think, like an eye on it or something like that.
Yes, and it's covering my eye.
Do I know any of the teachings of Helm? Or
Yeah,
anything like that?
he's a pretty well known deity, also known as the Vigilant One and the Watcher. He is the god of guardians, protection, and protectors, worshipped by guards and paladins fairly often.
Interesting.
I don't know if you know more than that.
What am I picking up with my nat 1?
Wait, this guy's religious?
What?
Obviously, he worships the god of hands. That's why he tattooed a hand on his face.
I just thought he was into hands.
He's got really
There's
big
feet
ones.
guys and there's hand guys.
Yeah. He's got a above average number of hands.
So are you following the path away from the river then?
Yes.
Okay. As you get onto that branch, every few minutes or so that light will reappear, still ahead of you.
Perfect. Lighthouse.
Would
This
I
seems like a trap.
have any idea what this undead spirit is like?
Yeah, are we talking Ghosts of Christmas Present or Ghosts of Christmas Future?
I don't fully know how to resolve that.
Would it be like a religion thing, or to know what kind of thing it is?
Yeah, I mean, you got a ping off of it that it was undead. I don't know if Chrome, since he's been mainly in the mountains, I don't know if he will have seen one of these before.
There's no, shamany, old wives' tales of stuff?
There's probably, a little bit of tribal tradition of following lights is not the greatest idea in the world. And especially since you picked it up as an undead, you're, extra nervous about this.
So now we're following the plague magic.
Well, I thought that we would interact with it at some point, but since it keeps moving,
Nothing good comes from plague magic.
that's not true. But I am coming around to your side of thinking that maybe we don't follow it into the trap. What if we move backwards? Let's see if it follows us back.
You turn around then?
You don't walk away from the lighthouse. You continue to walk towards the lighthouse.
If you keep going towards the lighthouse, you crash into the lighthouse.
Until it's time to turn, obviously. It's not time to turn yet.
Well, the
It's still a
time
straight
to turn
path.
was to turn to the river.
All right, but if I find out later that there's candy down here this whole time, we're going to have issues.
All right, so you're turning around and heading back towards the river?
I would not like to present my back to this thing. As long as I can see it occasionally appearing, I would like to keep, I'll walk backwards. As long as it keeps appearing on one side.
Is there a way that we can follow it by not staying on the trail?
I mean, you could try to work your way through the edge of the trees, but it's pretty thickly grown. It's gonna slow you way down. And
Okay.
the visual, it'd be hard to keep a line of sight on it.
Okay, I'm with Chrome. This was a bad idea. I'm sorry. Let's go.
How about this? Everybody, turn around, don't look at it for a minute, and pretend like you don't care. And let's see if it gets closer.
You all avert your gaze for a minute.
No, I glare at Hecky.
This will work.
Well, glaring at Hecky is taking your eyes off of the light.
Well, okay, but I'm not specifically closing my eyes. Like, I can still see it in my peripheral vision.
Peripherally, you see the light go out.
Is this a Weeping Angels type thing that we have going on?
Or the ghost from Mario Brothers 3.
Do you still just stay in that spot?
I start to back up.
Yeah, me too. I want to go back to the river.
But I do back up facing the direction.
I'm just walking forward, like, towards the river.
Okay, Crumb's backing out,
Yeah.
glancing behind him every once in a while to see, if he's not, making sure he's not tripping over something. Hecky, which way are you facing?
My back is to the light, and I'm probably in the back of the group, too. I'm not super stoked about leaving.
Okay. So, Hecky and Oriana suddenly see the light appear in front of you.
Say what now?
So now it's between you and the river. Still about 60 feet away.
Did it disappear from in front of me?
Yes, it flickered out while y'all were sitting there debating what to do, and now it has reappeared, seemingly the same light behind you, behind you in front of them.
Try to walk around it.
Can I roll Arcana? Like, is there a way that I can just, I don't know, figure out what is going on?
You can roll a religion check. I think religion is how you do undead.
Okay. 17.
You've heard about these things called will-o-wisps. With a 17, you are pretty sure that that's what this is, and you know that they're undead, kind of created by the souls of evil beings that perished in anguish or misery
Ooh, this sounds fun.
and died in magical places.
Guys, I think this might be an undead evil soul, and it is playing tricks on us and or leading us to our own deaths, which I did not know about you two, but I am not wanting to die.
Plague magic.
So you're saying it's not a lighthouse?
It's not a lighthouse. No matter if it's plague magic or not, it is not a fucking lighthouse.
You start to hear a weird, deep, whispery noise coming from it, and it starts to slowly move towards you.
I back up.
Okay, so you're heading away from it as it's coming closer to you now?
Yeah.
That means we're going down further the path that we said was a trap.
Yes, I'm still looking at it, but now I'm backing up.
Okay. You bet you back up at about the same pace as it's coming towards you. Are the other two doing the same?
I'm going to stand my ground.
Okay. How far away are you going to walk before, or are you just going to keep going, Oriana?
Once I see Chrome stop moving, then I will stop as well. But I want to keep, looking behind us to make sure there's nothing coming up the path on our blind side.
Okay. So you back up, 20, 30 feet from Chrome before you realize that he's not moving. Hecky, what are you doing?
I kind of stay in the middle of the two of them.
Let's go ahead and have everybody roll initiative.
Ooh. I got 5.
9.
Standing your ground pays off. 18.
Nice.
So Chrome at the top. This thing is, since you've been holding your ground and she backed up about 30 feet, she was going with the same pace, so it's kept closed 30 feet, so you're within 30 feet of it now. So, what do you do?
Slippery beast, stay and fight Chrome! And I will channel divinity and champion challenge him.
Okay.
Or it. So it makes a wisdom save,
Did
DC
you just
12.
presume it's gender?
Yes, I did just assume the gender of a globule of light.
That does not make it. At all.
Until I'm incapacitated, it cannot willingly move more than 30 feet away from me.
Okay.
And that is a bonus action. And with my action, I'm going to run up and hit it.
It's pretty cool having bonus actions.
I know, right? Super jelly.
Please be good. That is plus 5. 16.
Doesn't do it. It kind of slips to
What?
the side.
It's fast as
floating there.
balls.
Oh no. Now I'm worried.
So that's Chrome's turn. Next is the Will-O-Wisp. It is going to attempt to shock you. Oh, okay. So that's not going to do it. So it tries to zap you, but I guess you're grounded well enough that it just courses down your armor into the ground.
I'm used to being struck by lightning. That's how I got this face tattoo.
That's true. So that didn't end up well. So it's going to use its movement to pass through you.
Oh, shit.
Cold and weird, cold and weird.
And it's going to move only 30 feet because that's as far as it can get from you.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
Yes, you will get an opportunity attack.
Come on, good. Better, but still maybe not. That's 18?
Not quite.
What? God damn, these things are so fucking fast.
So it passes through you and gets, I'll say 25 feet because it was 5 feet in front of you or whatever.
Mm.
So it's now within, I guess, 5 feet of Oriana. Oh, no, Heki was between you two. So it's going to go up to Heki then instead. And it's already used its action, so it's just kind of... You all of a sudden see this light emerge out of Chrome's back and just, like, bullet towards you and then stop right in front of you.
Jeez. So it's within melee range?
Yes. So Chrome is kind of looking shocked. Heki's probably surprised. Oriana, what are you going to do?
That is a good question. It's still how many feet away from me?
You were 30 feet from Chrome, so we'll say it's like 15 feet from you. It's out of melee range.
Okay. Then I would like to do the Warlock thing and cast Eldritch Blast. 19 plus 6.
That hits!
Yay. 1d10. That's a 7.
What kind of damage is that?
That is force damage.
Force damage. Okay. It didn't look like it liked it.
For my movement, I don't like being out on the outskirts of it, or of the fight. So I guess I want to move closer to Heki, because we're like, 20 feet away?
You're 15 feet from Heki-ish.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to move like 10 feet closer to him, just so I'm not so far away.
Okay.
And that's it.
So you'll basically be 5 feet from Heki, 10 feet from the... Well, it depends on how you move, but we'll say you stay out of melee range with the Will-O-Wisp and come up to right beside Heki. Alright, so this thing has just charged at you through Chrome somehow, and then Oriana blasted it. What are you doing, Heki?
Okay, so ranged spell attacks. How does that work if he's within melee range?
Just disadvantage while somebody's in melee with you.
Okay. Casters suck.
Well, you need touch range spells, man.
Yeah. Okay. Frostbite, that's range 2, right?
Oh, no, it's not range. It's a save spell. Because it's no attack roll. He makes a save, doesn't he?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
So, yeah, I cast Frostbite.
So, Constitution save. I assume your DC is higher than 6?
Yes, it is!
I sure hope so.
13.
You'd have to have a negative casting stat.
So roll 1d6.
4.
It doesn't seem to take the full damage from that. It will still get disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll.
Can I also take a step back?
If you would like to provoke an attack of opportunity, yes.
If I provoke an attack of opportunity, does that mean that I could use a reaction?
If it's a reaction that triggers on a being attacked, yes.
Okay.
You can reaction a reaction. You can counterspell a counterspell, so you can reaction a attack of opportunity. So you're stepping back?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to try to shock you.
And I'd like to cast Shield.
Okay. Which increases your AC to what?
+5, so it'd be 18.
Plus 5? Damn.
It only it lasts very briefly, though.
I wish I hadn't asked you before I told you what I rolled, because I rolled an 18.
Oh!
That's just going to hit. So, you take 7 lightning damage.
Oof a doof.
As you step back from it.
Okay.
So, Heki has cold blasted this thing and then stepped away, taking a little shock from it. Chrome, you're up. You're 15 feet from it.
All right, I'm going to close distance and strike. God damn it, that's another 16.
Okay, yeah, it just very fast darts out of the way.
Stupid! Plague magic! Light!
That brings us to the Will-O-Wisp, and it is going to blink out. The light's gone. You assume that it's moving and not teleporting, so I will say that Chrome, since you were in melee range of it, you can take a disadvantaged attack of opportunity.
And I'm not even like necessarily attempting intentionally to hit it. I'm just swinging in frustration. Oh, god damn it. That was a nat 20 and a 6 plus 5, 11.
Aw.
Damn.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. Alright. Yep, this thing is invisible.
It can't go far. It's bound to me.
Oriana, it is your turn. You just saw it blink out of existence as Chrome swung wildly.
Can I prepare an action?
Yeah.
I would like to prepare Eldritch Blast again. Whenever I see it, just like immediately go for it.
Okay. Heki?
I'll prepare Firebolt.
Okay. Brings us back to Chrome.
I will tap Heki, and I will use... Am I still within, like, touch range of Heki?
You were not within range. You were 10 feet away from him because he had backed away from the thing.
I'll go up to Heki, and I will touch him, and I will give him back 5 hit points.
Oh, thank you.
Lay on hands is an action, right?
Yeah, it's an action, so then I'll just kind of stand there near Heki.
You step up to Heki, place a hand on his shoulder. He regains a few hit points. And then all of a sudden you feel that cold again pass through you. And then the light appears over by Oriana now. Let me see. You already used your reaction. No, this would be a new turn. So I would say since you feel it pass through you on its way towards Oriana, you can make another opportunity attack against it. At disadvantage.
Yeah, that's double 7s, so that's only a 12.
It blinks back into existence right next to Oriana. So the Firebolt and the Eldritch Blast are triggered. The Eldritch Blast will be at disadvantage because it's melee range.
18.
Not quite.
16. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, it just figure eights around the spells, and it's gonna make an attack on Oriana. That's a 1.
Can it like fall on the ground?
Yeah, I don't know how to. I mean, it's just trying to zap you, so I don't really know what it does here. I'm gonna say, okay, this is what I'll say because of this. It kind of short circuits itself somehow and becomes brighter for a turn. So melee attacks, I'll say any attacks on it this turn will have advantage as long as they don't have disadvantage from another cause.
All right.
Can I reach out and grab it, or is it too high up?
It would be in it has to be within 5 feet of you to shock you, so it would be within reaching distance, I would say, if you want to try to do that.
Yeah, I want to reach out and grab it.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check or a grapple check. it kind of doesn't matter. So just make a sleight of hand check to see if you can manage to snatch it before it moves out of the way.
12?
Let's see.
Oh, with advantage?
Sure.
That's a 1. So
Okay.
12.
All right. It rolled a 24.
Eek.
So
Maybe not.
when you reach out and grab for it, you miss for the most part, but your pinky finger does swipe through it a little bit, and you realize that it's incorporeal. Like your finger goes through it, so you get the feeling that you couldn't grab it anyways.
Okay. So do I have an action still or no?
Nah, that was your action. You can move away from it, but it will get an attack of opportunity on you.
Well, it seems like at this point that's the only way it's gonna take any damage. So yeah, once I swipe at it, I back up.
Okay, so it's gonna zap ya. That's a 13.
My armor class is 13.
Ah, man, just hits. Okay, you take 4 lightning damage.
Wait, I would like to use my reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, so dexterity saving throw. That is a 21. So it takes half damage.
Okay. 4, 9, and 9. So 22.
Okay, so it actually takes 5.
What kind of damage did you do?
It was that was fire damage.
Oh.
Yeah, you can tell that this did not do the damage that you expected. So you've seen it now take cold damage and fire damage, and it didn't seem to be bothered too much by them. Okay, so that was your reaction and your turn. So, Hecky, you just saw Oriana try to snatch this thing out of the air unsuccessfully, and then back up and be zapped, and then in turn try to ignite this thing, seemingly with little success. What are you doing?
Do I still have advantage on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I have advantage on it, then I'm going to go Chromatic Orb level 2 with... Okay, I'm going with Thunder.
Thunder!
Okay.
Thundercats!
Thundercats, ho!
I was gonna say our podcast is gonna be dated by all of the pop culture references we make, but then you went straight back to Thundercats.
We're fine.
They made a remake that nobody liked.
That's true. All right, so that's a spell attack, right? Yeah, Chromatic Orb is a spell attack. So
Yeah.
with advantage.
With advantage. Ooh, nat 20 and a 4.
Oh
Nice.
shit! Okay, so now we've just established that we're doing crits different.
So we're doing
So
max plus.
3d8, 24 damage plus roll 3d8.
1, 2...
What you were doing at first level, right?
No, I was doing it at second level.
Oh, okay. Make that 4d8 plus 4d8. So what's 32 plus whatever you're about to roll.
Yes. Well, I'm trying to find my other D8. It's missing, so I have 3 right now. 6, 12, 14, and then 7. So what did I say? 13 plus 7, 20?
So 52 damage. Y'all like those new crits yet?
Woo!
So
I also have to roll for Wild Surge. It's a
Yes.
1! Oh my god!
Oh! Okay. Dude, you are... This is a crazy turn for you. Let's see. Wild Magic Surge. You roll a d20, and then you roll on that. Yeah, okay, so give me a d100.
Give you D100. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. 28.
For the next minute, all your spells with a casting time of 1 action have a casting time of 1 bonus action.
What?
So, 52 damage. Surprisingly, kills this thing. It does take half damage, but
Half of
at 8 hit
52
points
is still
left.
a lot.
You hit this thing with this sonic orb, and it just dissipates the structure of it. This thing's soul is just acoustically forced into the next plane.
Yes.
That was impressive.
Oh, yeah, well, I like candy, so...
Quick, throw another encounter so that you can get that wild magic surge.
Yeah, I know, I've got a minute left of this. He had friends.
You're feeling so candy amped right now.
Candy amped.
It's like a sugar rush. Feel like you can do anything.
Oh.
Alright, I think that deserves some loot. Let's see here. Yeah.
What does a discorporeal being drop?
You're gonna find some past victim of this thing in the side of the trees.
Nice.
Let's see. Alright, roll me a d10. Whoever is investigating for this
4.
stuff. Okay, you get 11 gold pieces off of the bodies.
Wait, did you search them for the token?
I was looking for anything shiny, so if the token's not shiny, I might have missed it.
You can roll an investigation, or we can just assume that there's no token on this thing.
So is one of us rolling investigation?
You can,
Not
if you
I.
insist.
That's a 20.
Oh.
Is it a natural 20 or a dirty 20?
It's a dirty, dirty 20. But it's still 20.
Yep, no token.
Oh, fuck you,
If
dude.
there was a token on this guy at one point, it's been removed.
Well, I feel a lot better about going down this path now that there's not a soul floating above us and torturing us.
It wanted us to go this way. It was leading us to something.
Well, it's worth it to check it out. We can be more careful now that we know.
It could be a cache of bodies that it's developed over the years, and some of them might have a medallion or a candy.
I would like to start moving towards the way that we were going whenever we were following the light.
Okay, still away from the river then?
Yes. But I'm like watching Chrome, like as I'm backing up, like, let's go this way.
I will put my shield back on my back and I will bring out a torch and light it.
The path starts to get more closed in and difficult. You know, darkness is setting in. It was already creeping towards dusk when you first saw the will-o-wisp. And at this point, you're getting confined. The vegetation is so thick that you couldn't leave the path really if you wanted to. And you keep moving forward, and up ahead you notice that there's a little bit of a opening in the trail. It widens out temporarily. Go ahead and make a perception check.
All of us?
Yes, all of
Nat 1. It is dark.
That's a whopping 12.
15.
you. Okay. Hecky notices there's something in the middle of this clearing, probably 5 feet tall, oval. It's a little bit hard to make out exactly what it is. It seems to be very slightly wiggling.
Hey, guys, stop. There's some shaking egg up there.
What?
Some oval thing.
Like a dog?
No, like an egg.
Sticking that is a shaking egg. Okay. Can we roll investigation?
Sure. What are you investigating?
What it is?
Can we get a better
what
look
is
at it?
around it?
So,
Yeah.
are you going to walk up to the oval thing and investigate it? Or are you going to try to investigate the clearing?
No, more like I want to be more perceptive because I rolled a fucking 1. So, like, once I am aware that there's something in front of me, like, I start paying more attention.
Okay, so you're just cautiously approaching, or?
I wouldn't even say approaching. I would just say, be like, oh, shit, what is that?
Breathing
is there anything
in the
around here?
surroundings.
Yeah.
Sure, make a investigation check as you kind of scan this clearing.
Am I within 60 feet of the egg?
Yeah.
Divine sense again, letting me know. Celestials, fiends, undead, or consecrated, desecrated places, objects.
Nope. Not picking up anything this time.
With my investigation, I rolled a 1.
That's 2 ones in a row.
Yes, I am aware.
You are very interested at the leaves under your feet.
This is a clue. It can tell us.
You know what? With that one, you actually do notice that the ground directly under your feet is kind of weird. It's almost like all of the debris, the leaves and twigs and various things are kind of all stuck together.
Look, guys, the ground is sticky.
Like candy sticky?
Is it sticky like a spider web sticky, or is it sticky like slimy sticky?
It's not slimy, but there's so much of this leaf litter on top of it, on top of the ground, that you don't see much spider web or anything. But when you take another look at the oval thing in the center, with that in mind, it kind of looks like something encased in web.
Oh no. Guys, I think we are about to be spider food. Quick, what did Frodo do? I forget.
He had a shiny sword.
Does anybody have a shiny sword?
Not for a long time.
Damn it.
Are you all whispering, or are you speaking at like a normal volume?
I'm
I
whispering.
am whispering.
I'm Chrome whispering, which is like normal
Okay.
people talking.
As Chrome whispers, the thing in the middle kind of twitches a little bit, almost like it's turning towards you, and you hear...
It could be somebody with a token.
Or no tongue.
I start trying to burn some of the web, if I can see any.
I cast Firebolt on the web.
Okay, so Chrome, you lower the torch to the ground, and Hecky, you cast a firebolt into somewhere. Where are you firing? Just somewhere in the general area?
Yeah, looking for webs.
Okay. Some of the leaf litter catches on fire a little bit, but it's all so packed in and kind of damp that it doesn't catch and conflagrate, which is probably a good thing since you're standing in the middle of all of this. But it does seem to clear, small patches.
This thing's at the center of the web,
How do we get out of here?
the way we came.
This clearing has two paths leading from it, the one that you walk down, and then there's another on the opposite side leading out.
Okay, so with the stuff that they cleared out, could we walk from this side to that side?
The web is not conventional hanging spider web type.
It's like
web,
all
so
cobwebby web.
Yeah,
with crap in it.
So it's not sticky enough that it's going to cause you a lot of difficulty moving through it.
Okay,
All right.
so I would like to just walk up to the person at this point and try to help them undo their binds, I'm guessing.
So you walk up to the thing alone?
No, I'm following.
I'm probably also behind.
Okay, so the three of you walk up to it. Make one more perception check as you walk up. All of you.
19.
5.
18.
With the 19 and the 18, you don't notice it until you get almost right on top of the thing in the middle, but there's two spots in the floor of this clearing that don't look like the rest of it. And as you're noticing that, these two giant trap doors pop open and two extremely large trapdoor spiders crawl out, and they will not get a surprise round on you, but go ahead and roll me some initiative.
All right.
5.
7.
2.
5, 7, 2.
We're shrieking for quite some time.
Like that scene in Road to El Dorado where they're both just like, ah!
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That was some shitty initiative.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
All right. So, what's the order that y'all are? Who's in front?
Not
I
me.
think I was in front, and Hecky was behind me, and Chrome was behind him.
I mean, I was thinking it was like a triangle formation with one of us over each shoulder.
I thought it was a triangle too with me in the back.
Okay.
Okay, so this first spider's gonna attack Oriana since she was in the front. That's a 22.
Whoa!
Let me check and see if that hits. Yep.
So you take 9 piercing damage,
Ouch.
and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 9.
Oof. All right, you're gonna take 9 more damage of poison,
Oh.
And then the next spider is going to attack Chrome. They're far enough apart that they're not going to get flanking advantage. Mm-hmm. That's a 2, so that's not going to hit.
Not even without my shield.
Hecky, you just saw these 2 massive trapdoor spiders pop out of the ground and attack your companions. What are you going to do?
Well, I feel like running, but...
You know what? I don't want to waste it. I'm going to say that for the first 2 rounds of combat, you still have the bonus action.
Okay, so I have all my spells are bonus actions?
Every spell with a casting time of an action. So it doesn't change reaction casting spells, just action casting spells.
Okay, then. I will cast Firebolt at the one that hit Oriana. So that's a range attack. 11 plus 5, 16.
16 will hit.
Yes. So that is 1d10. 1.
Got him.
Yeah. And then, as a bonus action, I would like to firebolt the other spider.
Okay.
So, that's a 8 plus 5. So, what is that, 13?
Just misses.
Oh, okay. And thus concludes my turn.
Okay. Oriana, you just saw these spiders jump out and attack you and Chrome, and then you see Hecky still on his kind of magic rage. Double
Sugar
down
rush.
firebolts.
Ah!
Yeah, his magic sugar rush. What are you going to do?
I would like to reach out and cast Inflict Wounds on the one that hit me and poisoned me.
Okay.
Reach out and touch faith.
That's a 14.
That just hits.
Perfect. So 3, 9, 8, and 10. I think that's 30.
30 damage?
Yeah.
So, this spider that just jumped out and bit you did not know who it was fucking with, and shrivels and then falls over on its back with its legs all curled.
Ooh,
The
nice.
spider
I
shriveled.
have 3 hit points, so I'd like to like cough and be like, that's right, bitch.
She's so hurt she forgot her character voice. Okay, so Chrome, you just see Oriana super plague magic this fucking spider, and it's your turn. What are you gonna do? You still have this other one on top of you that hasn't taken damage yet.
I shall, remembering the shock of being shocked by the will-o-wisp, I will then call forth the power of the storm as I cast Thunderous Smite upon my axe, and I will attempt to bury it in this fucking spider. Shitting dicks of fucking gas. That's an 8.
Oh no.
So just a boom.
Whoosh.
It's still up until it hits, but as long as I maintain concentration.
Dead giant spider is very dead. Other giant spider is going to attack Chrome again. Nobody said spiders were smart. That's another 2.
It's like still like half stuck in its trapdoor.
I think the spider is going to go ahead and run over to the kind of... You're in kind of a bowl right now, and it's going to go try to climb up the wall 30 feet. Well, almost 30 feet. Doesn't have its full movement. So you're going to get a attack of opportunity, Chrome.
Alrighty. God damn it. God shit. Fuck. 12.
Alright. Yeah, it just doesn't quite do it. The spider manages to evade you as it runs back over to the wall and starts climbing up it a little bit. It gets probably 10 feet up the wall. It'd be hard for the other 2 to reach it with melee if they cared. And that brings us to Hecky. You still have one more turn of this bonus action stuff.
Okay, then I cast Chromatic Orb at level 1. Fire damage. I rolled a 6 plus some stuff, but can I use Tides of Chaos? Or do I have to declare that up front?
You gotta declare it up front.
Okay, so I missed. Because I think it's 6 plus 5, 11.
Yeah, just misses.
Okay.
Still have a bonus action spell.
So as a bonus action, I will cast Firebolt. 12 plus 5, 17.
That hits.
9.
9 damage. You sling out this chromatic orb of flame and then a
Little tiny one.
firebolt following it. And the firebolt managed to hit and singe a little bit of the spider's abdomen. Still standing, though. Still on the wall. Brings us to Oriana.
I would like to cast Eldritch Blast. Because that's what I do.
All right.
14 plus 6.
That hits.
That's a 9.
Nice. 9 force damage.
Pew, 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 pew. I make that noise.
Okay. You see the spider take the flame and then immediately the force, and it's kind of struggling to keep on the wall. It's not looking too great. It decided y'all are not an easy snack, as it thought.
Damn straight.
Chrome's turn. It's low enough that since you're a tall guy, you can run up and still swing at it.
Alright, I'm gonna run up and try to swat it. God, mother, shit, fucking ass. 12.
Nope.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to bat like an actual spider off the wall with like a broom.
All right. Any bonus actions?
I mean, I don't really have a lot other than spells. I'm already concentrating on one spell.
Okay. It's going to climb a little bit higher, which will provoke another attack of opportunity. But then after this, it will be out of your range.
13.
Not quite. Just barely not quite.
Fuck this die. Fuck this die forever.
All right. So it manages to climb up. The wall itself isn't too tall, so it doesn't get a full 30 feet, but it gets another 10 feet or so, maybe 15 feet up. And then it's going to kind of turn around, and it's going to fling a web at Oriana.
Oh no. Is that a deck save?
That is an attack roll.
Oh.
So, that's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
And you are restrained by webbing. You can make a strength check to try to get out of it on your turn, and the web can also be attacked itself.
Yeah, I remember this from last session where you had me tied up with vines. Starting to see a pattern here. I don't know if I like it.
Well, get better at D&D.
Fuck you. Get good, noob.
That is the spider's turn. It's Heki's turn next.
Has it been a minute now?
Yeah, it's used up. Back to your regular old boring magic.
Damn.
Oh, I didn't roll.
I'm gonna say if you're under the effect of a wild surge, that you don't roll.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you cast something now, you would re-roll.
I'm gonna go sleep on him. Level 1. So that's 5d8. So at first we've got 10, 17, 21, plus 1 more d8. 1, 22.
What's the radius on that spell?
It's a 20-foot radius. I'm trying to only hit the spider in this.
Okay. Not too difficult. That definitely puts the spider to sleep. The hooks on his feet are already dug in, so you kind of just see it sort of slump, and it's just hanging from its perch on the wall.
Nice. I'm gonna roll my wild surge. It's not a 1.
That brings us to Oriana.
I would like to cast Toll the Dead.
Nice.
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
What are you getting Toll the Dead from?
From my necklace.
That's an Arcana check to see if you can cast it.
15.
All right, that works.
Nice.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw.
That's a 1.
Oh.
So D12 necrotic.
Here we go. That's a 10-pointer.
How do you want this bell to kill this giant ass spider?
I would like you to edit in a large bass sounding bell, and then for the spider to vibrate to death from the sound of this bell being tolled.
Metal.
So you hear a... And then the spider kind of starts shaking. And then one by one, each of its 8 joints where the legs are connecting pop. And the torso just falls. And I need Chrome to make a dexterity.
Can I instead try to whack it like a baseball?
Okay.
Please.
Could I make an attack roll as it comes at me?
Yeah, it's going to be an attack roll, not to see if you hit, but to see if you can hit it hard enough to move it out of the way.
God! Shit fucking ass! That's a 10.
Okay.
But I do have Thunder Smite
You,
up, which would blast it 10 feet away from me.
Alright, I'll allow it. So your smite is finally consumed. Unfortunately, after the spider is dead.
So this thing like rolls down this bowl, you hit it, and it like knocks it out of the park. Is that what's happening?
It's like a pitch.
Okay, combat over. There is still a shape in the middle of this clearing, wiggling under some web.
I would like to try to clear the web from the heady area, if it has like a more heady side of it.
Yeah, not too difficult as a Goliath. You can just kind of pull apart the web around him. You know, you have to work a little bit to get your fingers to where you can grip it good, but it's not too difficult to pull it apart once that happens.
Grip it good. Grip it real good.
Dun, 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 dun.
As you pull the web apart, you hear and you see a human male face.
You have a medallion?
Is this a choice that y'all are making to keep calling these medallions?
Yes.
What medallion?
I put the hand over his mouth. The medallion! Do you have one? I take it off. I think he's telling the truth. And I hop down.
If you don't have a medallion, what are you doing here?
I'm trying to write my encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia what?
My encyclopedia of nature.
So you
Like,
decided to
from
come
A to
to
Z?
this island alone.
Well, I want to see every island.
That's funny. I took some trip one time with this guy to these Galapagos Islands, and it was like, oh, it's for nature. And I was like, this is stupid.
I don't unbind the rest of him. I just pick up the parcel and just sling him over my shoulder.
Wait, what are you doing?
We should probably
Why
go.
can you not just unbind me?
You're slightly less annoying like this.
I can't imagine how that's true, but nevertheless, thank you for saving me from being the spider's dinner.
How many spiders did you see?
I saw 2.
Were they those two? And I kind of point towards the shrivelly one and the one that's splattered across one of the walls.
Well, I didn't ask their names, but they do seem the same.
You're the nature guy.
I didn't have a lot of time to jot down a sketch while I was being encased in web. How do you do, by the way? My name's Devin.
I'm Oriana. Nice to meet you.
I would shake your hand, but your friend here doesn't seem to want me to.
It's alright. And I'm Hecky, king of this island.
Make a deception check with disadvantage. With super disadvantage.
That'd be a 10 plus 5, 15.
Nope, he does not believe you at all.
It's alright, I'm still confident in it.
I happen to know what most of the residents of this island are, and that the primary group, you might say, in charge of this island is the Observant Order.
Hey, we know them.
Great. If you don't mind, can you take me back to shore or to the Observant Order?
Are you here with anybody, or did you just decide to explore this island by yourself?
You know, every time I hire a crew to come with me, bad things tend to happen to them. I've taken to
Like bad luck?
wandering by myself at this point.
How's that working out for you, smart guy?
Well, I'm alive, aren't I?
I think this guy's bad luck.
Well, but he knows the island and its inhabitants. We can use him to get the medallion things.
You know, I can walk, and I would very much like to continue taking notes.
I, with him upside down, just like try to rip open the entire rest of the cocoon while he's hanging upside down.
Okay, make a
Like
strength
almost to
check.
peel him like a pistachio nut. Crit 20.
Oh,
Crit 20. You tear the web and his clothes in half. He is now in his pantaloons.
As he just drops.
Are we walking or are we still in that bowl?
I took it that y'all were beginning to walk out
Yeah.
as this was
Okay,
happening.
well, I still have webbing on me. I forgot.
I cast Firebolt on the webbing.
No, wait! Ah!
Make an attack roll.
17 plus 5, 23.
Okay,
22.
you managed to skim the web enough to singe it loose, but not hitting Oriana.
Ooh, fancy work.
Indeed, good show. Does anybody have a spare set of clothes?
You came here not
getting a
wearing
bit
armor.
chilly.
Anything else is worthless.
It's weird that you didn't wear clothes here.
I was in clothes. He kind of points to the webbing that you can see, since it's peeled open, it's lined with his clothes. He has a pack that did not get ripped off, and he reaches in there and pulls out a blanket and kind of ties it around his waist.
Do you know the best place would be to pack up for the night to not get ambushed?
Well, I would say not here.
Very observant. You said you knew everything about this island. I
didn't say
guessed
that.
to mean that you knew stuff about this island.
I never said I knew everything about this island. I said I know primarily what inhabits it.
Okay, do you know where the lizard folk territory starts?
I'm writing an encyclopedia, I'm not a cartographer.
If you would chill with the sass, it would be much appreciated.
I know enough about lizard folk to know that their territory borders will be marked.
With what? Feces?
No. Typically with constructions, usually made out of some sort of spikes of wood, often with various carcasses adorning them.
So they're easy to see.
Oh, I imagine so. They like to warn people, hey, you're in our territory now, bucko.
If we keep on walking on the path that we were on the other side of the spider trap, then is there any, landmarks around us?
Right now, you're still in thick enough vegetation that you can't see far enough to tell that. Plus, it's dark at this point. But you know that it hasn't been real windy or curvy. This path has been fairly northward like the river was. It's just diverging from the river. So unless the path ends up turning, or you decide to turn off of it, you're still moving north.
Okay.
I think you're going to freeze because it's going to get really cold.
Well, I do know a thing or two about weaving some basic clothing, but I assume as long as y'all plan on making camp soon, we could start a fire and I don't have to freeze to death. I hope.
Should probably get working on those leaves.
By the way, you look like you're in an awful state, miss.
Yeah, I think I was poisoned, and even though my skin is colored, it seems I'm more green than normal.
I pat her on the head, and I grant her 10 points of healing.
Ooh.
Once we make camp, I will tend to see what can happen where I make myself better.
You can drink some of this if you trust the plague badge.
I fucking drink it because I'm tired of you being so paranoid.
There's a difference between poison damage and the poisoned condition.
Mm-hmm.
You are not still poisoned. It was a one-time damage thing.
Oh, okay.
We still would have remnants of damage.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But as far as if you're talking about antidoting yourself from the poison,
It's not a lingering condition.
yes, it's not something that's going to persist other than the damage that you've already taken.
Okay.
It's acute.
I take the potion from Chrome and swig it down.
Okay, let me see here.
Go, 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 go.
Okay, so roll 4d4.
D4. 4, 3, 3, and 1. 11.
Okay, and plus 4, so you get 15 hit points back.
Awesome. I hand the bottle back to him, and I'm like, if I die tonight, then you can bring this up again. But if I do not die, then you have to shut up.
Fine.
I like leaving this up to luck.
I do not. I would prefer not to die.
But if you don't die, it just means that you weren't ever supposed to die because, that's what luck is. So, good luck. I felt a little bit of what it's like to have the power of a sorcerer.
Yes.
Yeah, you were the only one who rolled a crit 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then immediately got the wild surge off of that. That was the crazy round.
Yeah. There's so much bad stuff that could have happened, too.